Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I said this many times already, and that is the Ukrainians will receive everything but nuclear weapons. So they will receive defense systems, air defense systems, they will receive airplanes, they will receive tanks, they will receive long-range missile systems, they will receive short-range missile systems, and they will receive troops. Now, they got everything, or at least they're on the way of getting everything. They're now on the way of getting long-range missiles. They're on the way of receiving the MiG-29s from Slovakia. They're on the way to receive the T-72s, the tanks from Slovenia. They will receive the German Leopard 2 tanks. They are trying to get the Leclerc tanks from France. They are trying to get long-range missiles, and they will get them. The Americans will get them. They got the Attack M long-range missiles. They got the HIMARS that are short-range, but they could be modified anytime to be long or medium-range missiles. All these things were not talked about in February, March, April, nothing. It was gradually, my mountain slope model. You start slow, little, and then you get the top. Now the top here is tanks, airplanes, long-range missiles, and troops. That's the last one. They are at the last step. Above that is just nuclear weapons, which is not going to happen. So now they're talking, they took on troops. And how do they do it? Like they did it with everything else. First it's going to be like a ball just thrown in the air and see who's going to say something. The ball goes, nobody shoots it down, okay. Next time you're going to throw it and just a certain person jumps and pretends smash it like in volleyball, but doesn't do it. Huh? Anybody did anything? No. The third one, they do it up, the guy jumps, smash it, and that's it. So this is just 3 steps. How these guys are doing? Then first they say, well, maybe we need some people to I don't know, be military advisors. I don't know if that's okay or not to be military advisors. Remember, the final goal is to have troops, boots on the ground in Ukraine with the weapons over there. But they could be camouflaged first as, I don't know, inspectors. Or they could be camouflaged, named as military advisors. Or I don't know, anything, I don't know, direct the traffic or anything like that. Even though they're not going to do that, they're going to do something else, okay? But their name, their term will be okay. They are over there to do this and this and that. And they say, maybe we can send some. Okay. All right. And then they say, well, we're going to send it. You know what? Because we don't know where the weapons are going, the weapons that we supply. How many we send? I don't know, 1,000. And they send about 10. But who knows? The Russians will know. No. All right, we send 10,000. Okay. They're all... And then we send military trainer advisors, whatever. Again, we send how many? 500. We send 5,000. All right? And all these people are just, over there and doing that. And then I say, well, you know what? Something else happened. Actually, we need more people because we can't make sure that the 1,000 inspectors, arms inspectors, cannot possibly verify where all the weapons go. And I made... this point in another program where I said, well, each and every weapon, the howitzer, HIMARS, they go to a certain section somewhere. In order to know that that goes straight to that point on the battlefield, you have to have a person that waits over there for that to be delivered to that point. Do you think the Americans have like 2 or 3 people over there waiting for them? Okay, this howitzer number, what's the serial number? Okay, all right, it's right here. Okay, next one. And they have, no, it's impossible. So they go to a point, right? And they're going to be distributed further in the field. In the field, it's going to be distributed on certain kind of locations. I don't know, like 300, let's say. Do you think that Americans will go to all those 300 where they're going to be again distributed right on the front to make sure that they don't turn left and then go to the, I don't know, Poland's border, I don't know, Belarusian border or wherever they go, or Romanian border, or Transnistria's border, or Moldova's border. How do you know that? That means you need one inspector, or at least 2 or 3, so you have more than, 2 eyes, to verify each and everything that you deliver. That's impossible, isn't it? Not impossible, but it means you have to have at least, 10,000 people over there. Just inspectors. Right? And they say, right now, they got the point where they say, well, we're going to need more people over there because it's no way we can verify that all the weapons that go to the Ukrainians will be delivered to the Ukrainian army. That means they're going to bring people over there. Do you think those guys are going to come like me in shirts and that's it? Do you think they're not going to do anything else? I strongly doubt that. So let's see how these guys are going to make the point to have that accomplished. Remember, when Americans delivered HIMARS, right, to the Ukrainians, the Russians said, those will be legitimate target, Americans. Why? And I said, well, that's a very, very, very strange statement. I mean, obviously they're going to be a legitimate target, right? Yeah. But why would they say that? I said, very strange. I mean, they didn't say that when there was the howitzers or, the armed vehicles delivered or anything else. Now with the HIMARS. Obviously, why do you need to emphasize that? And then I listened to the Colonel McGregor, retired U.S. Colonel, Army, whatever. And he said, well, those HIMARS are not operated by Ukrainians. Are you crazy? Those are operated by NATO contractors. I said, oh, okay, thank you very much. I got the validation right there. Now, the Americans are in the talks. The decision is going to be, they're going to get it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like this. They're in talks to receive the Patriot air defense systems, right? And again, the Russians said, those will be legitimate targets, Americans. That means we're going to kill your boys. And then I found out, in order to operate all the system, the batteries of a Patriot, you need about 80 soldiers. 80 soldiers! Do you think those will be Ukrainians trained a month? Or 3 weeks? Or 3 months? Do you think so? And do you think that America will give Patriot missile systems to some baboons? Because that's how they consider these guys. Baboons. Let's be honest about it. It sounds ugly. They don't even know what the fuck that is, Ukraine. But anyway, do you think they're going to give the baboons so they can sell it maybe to someone else? You gotta be kidding me. Because those Patriot batteries, they are connected with so many other things. Do you think they're going to give all those codes and all that to some Ukrainian over there? That's stupid. But people don't know this shit. Oh yeah, the Ukrainians going to learn. Yeah, they learn in a month what they need to learn in 6 years. Yeah. I'm not saying the Ukrainians are dumb or something. No, they're smart. But it's a process. You can't process that. It's a time. It's too much. And besides, they would not give the Ukrainians to operate that whatsoever. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. See, Romania has American defense system, air defense system, rockets, missiles in its territory to blow possible Iranian rockets or missiles if they send to Ukraine, to Europe. That's how the story went then. You know who operates those on the territory of Romania? Not Romanians, only Americans. Romanians do not have access in the area where those installations are. So do you think this guy's going to give them Patriot? Really? Anyway, there's not going to be it. That's why the Russians again said, hey Americans, you send them that. Those are legitimate targets. Again, only for that and for the HIMARS. Not for, regular cannons or something like, no, nothing for that. Never said that. They said before, everything you send, we're going to blow up, that's for sure. And we're going to blow up, said, the transport, because they knew that transport from Poland is not going to be Ukrainian probably. And again, let's see how these guys are going to bring, these guys, NATO, United States, are going to bring troops. What is the trick? This article comes from Sputnik, and it's from today, the 15th of December 2022. US claims fully monitoring Ukraine-bound weapons impossible, as Biden plots sending troops to do so. So hey, Russians, you don't want weapons that we send to Ukraine to end up on the black market, right? So we have to monitor that. Therefore, we have to have our own people going over there. You have anything against it? How about you don't send any weapons? Don't tell us what to do. Okay. So, with US officials continuing to complain about being unable to track US arms dumped into Ukraine, remember this is a Russian media, so they will emphasize certain things, they will ignore others, okay? So the language is, hey, those are bad, we are good. Like the other ones say about the Russians, you are bad, we're good. That's the way it goes, that's how life is, unfortunately. So with US officials continuing to complain about being unable to track US arms dumped into Ukraine, one US official reportedly described the Biden administration push to put US troops on the ground as classic mission creep. The US military is reportedly considering deploying US troops to Ukraine in what's being portrayed as an effort to monitor the billions in weapons currently being shipped to anti-Russian military there. Citing anonymous US officials, I don't like anonymous people, but anyway, a major corporate media outlet, which one is it, describes the potential deployment as an effort to forestall pressure for accountability from House Republicans who've promised to end to the Biden administration's blank check to the Zelensky's regime. That's false. The Republicans are in the pocket of the same masters of the military-industrial complex and the bankers and the others, the donors. So they just talk, so they keep the idiots here. Oh yeah, we have a Republican Party that opposes the Democratic Party. It's a game. Okay? Aside from maybe 5 Republicans, 5, the rest are just playing, so people, oh yeah, they fight for us. No. You know how you know that? Look what they implemented and what they voted for when they were in charge, when the Republicans. They did anything? Did they reverse anything? Look at Trump. How many executive orders did he reverse when he got in the White House? Tell me how many. Look how many Biden reversed. How is that possible? How is that and why? That was one example out of many. Look when the Republicans take control of the House and the Senate and everything like that, and then what they do? Nothing. Nothing. They didn't do anything with Trump when Trump said, hey, let's secure the border. His own party, the Republicans, were against that. He had to bypass it through the finance that he put to the budget, the military budget. He took it out of that. Jesus Christ. To bypass all these guys because they didn't vote for it. His own party, the Republican Party. So yeah, these guys, I think they don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, the Pentagon reportedly already has dozens of US troops in Ukraine, including what they say are a very small number, which they claim are already assigned to making sure weapons reach their intended recipients. Okay, but anonymous US officials claim those soldiers have been able to investigate the weapons at just 2 locations outside of Kiev. The report was published just 2 days before another major Western publication, which one is it, released brief excerpts of a recent U.S. Department cable which warned active combat between Ukrainian and the Russian forces create an environment in which standard verification measures are sometimes impracticable or impossible. Okay. U.S. officials have previously insisted that effectively monitoring the vast quantities of U.S. manufactured weaponry being dumped into Ukraine is simply beyond their abilities. Logically, end-use monitoring is really complex right now, claimed a spokeswoman for the Department of Defense Office of Inspector General. What's her name? We couldn't do it now. House Armed Service Committee member Sarah Jacobs, Democrat of California, reportedly stated, and I'm quoting again, we don't have enough mobility within the country to really be able to do it, end quote. Logical. It's not a, So, they're gonna send weapons, and they're gonna say mission creep. Yeah, creepy maybe. So they're going to send those guys. They are all over there. I think they sent, I can't remember how many Marines, 200 or something like that, to defend the, I don't think, it was the Marines or the SEALs, Navy SEALs, something that was not usually doing this kind of stuff, to protect the American embassy in Kiev. And I know I read that article that said those troops are not usually assigned these kind of things. Their operations are within the front. but they are supposedly surrounding the US Embassy in Kiev. Did you go over there to see it? I know I can't. So anyway, they're going to send the military. They already have it over there, and so be it. I mean, believe me, that's going to be a big incentive for Russians to fight. Because they're going to say, oh, we have Americans over there to blow up. And you're going to see, maybe they're going to, because, you know, as stupid as you could be, you know when someone wants to kill you or someone wants to take your stuff. Even if, you know, someone poisons your ear. In this case, the Russians take it however you want. But they're not idiots. So they're going to, we'll see. We'll see. And as I said in another video about 2 days ago, we'll see when those coffins will start coming in the United States and nobody will be allowed to take pictures and all that bullshit because you're not allowed to know how many will be blown up. And people will be blown up. I mean, they say, hey, no, HIMARS system was blown up yet. The Russians are so idiots and the HIMARS are invisible. Psst, do you believe that? I don't. I don't. But anyway, let the idiots believe that. Anyway, I'm waiting when they're going to say, well, we're going to send 5,000 troops. I want to call them, I know, Operation Creep or something. I mean, these guys are perverts. Anyway, Operation Creep. We're going to creep and look around behind a tree, you know. Oh my God. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.